Hello, welcome to Theosophy in Wales. I'm Dave Marsland. Skandhas. Well, skandhas are the selection of attributes or tendencies that you bring into your life. They may be advantages, they may be limitations, but you have a selection of attributes that are decided or established before birth, and they're based on your behaviour in previous lives. Now, the skandhas may be disadvantageous depending on how you've lived in previous lives, and all the time in each life you're preparing your basically your tendencies for future lives. But it's not set in stone as to whether a skandha will be an advantage or a disadvantage. I think the selection of skandhas, it's a bit like being dealt a hand at cards. It's really up to you how you play it. So sometimes you can play a very clever game with a poor hand of cards, or possibly another analogy, maybe a palette of colours if you're a painter, and possibly depending on what you've got, you may have a tremendous supply of colours, a range of colours, or you may be quite limited, but you may be someone who can get a lot from very little. Also, with your tendencies and attributes, depends on the life that you're living. Attributes that would make you, say, a good chartered accountant may not be appropriate if you wanted to be a lion tamer, and vice versa. Well, there are 5 main skandhas attributes. Some systems have more, but I'll start with these 5. H.P. Blavatsky adds 2 more, actually. Firstly, there's a physical body, sort of that's fairly straightforward. Your emotional makeup, your perception, your level of perception, your sense of purpose, and your insight. If you read up on skandhas, you'll find there's quite a lot of variation in how these are represented. Now, H.P. Blavatsky adds 2 more, which, in my view, are really disadvantages. One is self-delusion, and the other is self-importance. And I think in most circumstances those would be a disadvantage if you had them to a great extent. On the other hand, low self-esteem is a disadvantage. And too much pessimism is also a disadvantage. But there we have it with Blavatsky's extra 2 that she adds, the self-delusion and the self-importance. And you may have those to a greater or lesser extent, depending on the life that you've lived before. So there we are. That's the basically the hand that you're dealt as far as your attributes are concerned. And it's really, it's 2 things. You can look towards dealing with anything that's a disadvantage, and that won't be wasted because you'll get an advantage from that in a future life. So you work on something, it always reaps benefits. And also, you're dealt a hand, but it's really up to you how you play it.